Alright, welcome to another video. So first thing to say is 1,000 subscribers. Wow, thanks so much. That's amazing. The channel was really never meant to be a YouTube channel where I make efforts to, get subscribers. It just naturally happened, and I'm really grateful to everyone who decided to do that. It is awesome to see a number like that. Yeah, this channel has been just kind of my own thing to keep me motivated. I had some focus and attention issues during the pandemic, dealing with everything that was happening, and I was going for my JNCIE which was a monumental undertaking. So any little tiny thing I could do to keep working towards that was important. So this channel helped me get to where I got, which was unfortunately a failing grade, but I haven't really ticked off my first decade of experience in this career yet, and an exam like the JNCIE would be something that at the earliest would come in your second decade. It's means that you're an absolute master of the field. It's almost like becoming a doctor in some sense. So to get something like that in the first decade of your career is almost dishonest. It's too early for something that advanced. So yeah, I took one attempt at it, and unfortunately I failed. Recently, kind of my self-confidence has been shaken quite a bit. So the name of this video is going to be I passed the Linux Essentials exam. So the Linux Essentials exam, now on this channel I did the LPIC, LPIC-1, so that's a really another advanced exam. It's kind of more the equivalent. It's not an essentials exam. It's a more advanced one. So the LPIC, and I'm sorry, you can see that I'm trying to adjust things on the screen here, and that there's a box on my face that I still don't know how to get rid of yet. So let me delete this second capture device I have set up here. And now I should be able to, there we go, now I can adjust this. So you should be able to see my queer singles happy hour spam. I'm going to unsubscribe to that. This channel is about tech, so I'm not going to say anything further to that except that okay, so yeah, let me move on from that, and go ahead and stay on topic here. So the topic is more of these, and if you want to know more about me personally, just head over to my personal channel. There's a link in the about page. I might make some political statements on there at some point because it's it's that time. In the USA where voting is now open, but that's where I would do that. This isn't the place for that, in my opinion. So if you're curious, kind of to know more about me personally, just head on over to my personal channel. I have it linked, yeah, I'm like, if I were to make political statements or something, it would be on that channel. All right, but anyways, this is the Linux Professional Institute. So it's the gold standard for the basics. There's an exam called Linux Essentials, which is kind of the exam that a lot of people do to prove that they know the basics. So it's a great way to show employers that you have the foundational skills. So I was trying to go a step beyond that and get the LPIC, which proves to employers that have more than the foundational skills. But recently, with kind of a bit of a self-confidence shakeup, I just wanted to prove to myself, do I actually have foundational skills or not? So what I did today was I sat for the Linux Essentials exam. I just, the idea was I know Linux. I'm a Linux professional, so yeah, I have the foundational skills to work with Linux, and this belief in myself, this self confidence. I wanted to really put it to the test. So what I did is yesterday, with kind of how things have changed recently. I am actually looking for work. I'll probably update LinkedIn soon. I've kind of decided now is probably a good time to further my education. Last time I furthered my education, I went from being lucky to make $10 an hour at a job that was quite difficult to get through the day, versus where I am now, having a career that's much more aligned with kind of what I'm looking for. So what I figure is, hey, that was with a 2-year degree. Not only did I not go into debt for it because it was just at my local community college and the courses were quite affordable. I actually worked as a student help a tutor when in my final year, helping students in the more beginner classes as a tutor, and I did a special assignment as well, helping a student one-on-one, and I ended up graduating not only not in debt, but having saved an extra $1,000. So I graduated in the green rather than in debt. So, and then I launched a career that, I have had multiple years of making over 6 figures. So like, what happens if I get a bachelor's? Like, what happens if I get a master's? Like, that's a good question for me, and I want to know that. So that brings me to the screen here that I'm sharing. So you can see we've got Western Governors University, and I won't show it past the login screen because that's probably not good for a public YouTube channel. But Western Governors University is an online school, so you go to it completely online. It's meant for adults. It's basically notice how everyone here is an adult, right? So let's go to UT, right? So University of Texas, and let's click on that. So we see so here's someone maybe like, well, I don't know. You know what, the point I'm trying to make is that here is exactly what they say here. It's online education built for life, and it's dedicated to making higher education accessible for as many people as possible. So now why am I interested in this? You might have heard of something called the University of Phoenix. And you might have heard some really bad press from it. This looks similar, right? It's the same thing. It's online school for working adults, right? So like, why am I considering this when something like the University of Phoenix gets such bad press? Well, I'll tell you why. It comes down to accreditation. So if we look at the accreditation that University of Phoenix has, we can see that it's accredited by the Higher Learning Commission. Now let's compare that with the accreditation that WGU has. Okay, so now we can see that WGU has accreditation by the Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities. So let's take a look at what other sorts of schools have the same accreditation, and then compare that with what other sorts of schools have the same accreditation as University of Phoenix, which is the Higher Learning Commission, HLC. And we can use ChatGPT for this, so it'll be close enough to correct. So let's say So make a list of 10 universities with the same accreditation as the online University of Phoenix uh, 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 and compare that list against against the accreditation of online Western Governors University. Okay, so here we go. DeVry, I think I've heard of that. Colorado Technical, I think I've heard of that. So, oh, that's interesting. Same accreditation. Oh, well, you know what? It looks like it's not. It looks like it's not doing this properly. But we can see here, WGU isn't accredited by the higher university. It's accredited by by a regional accreditation. So, long story short, we don't have to go through that rigmarole because what really matters is if we look at UT graduate programs. So we've got graduate school at the University of Texas. And now we can pick out which one we want. So I'm in a technology career. I made a playlist called Experienced Technology Professional that kind of dove into my identity and my career, and that's how I identify currently. I do want to change my identity over time and become more of a technical expert. So I'd be able to adopt that identity as I go into my second decade of experience, and especially if I get something like a expert certification like a CCIE or a JNSAE or something like that, or if I further my education to a master's level, I could identify, I would say, as an expert then. So let's take a look at the relevant school here. So we've got, which one is it? Let's just do this. Let's do UT Computer Science Masters. There we go. Masters in Computer Science. So we'll click on. Here we go. So this is what I'm looking for. So this is a Masters of Artificial Intelligence program. As people know who have followed this channel, I identify as an AI realist because I read Situational Awareness by Leopold Aschenbrenner, a former employee at OpenAI. So I believe that AI may become, it's likely that it will become a multi-trillion-dollar industry in a few years, by 2030. It's already it's already a industry that has, like, for example, in the news, 3 Mile Island. We can see they're going to reopen 3 Mile Island nuclear plant just to power Microsoft data centers. So it's, I want to say it's already a $100 billion industry, but I don't have the numbers to say that. We can see here that it's going to bring in $3 billion in state and federal taxes, and it's going to add $16 billion to Pennsylvania's GDP. So we can see, and those are just the effects of having this up there. So Bill Gates invested $1 billion in a power plant specifically for AI, and I wish I had more numbers on this. I wish I knew how much it cost specifically for that. But you can see there, we're talking in the billions already. We're talking, uh, tens of billions of dollars for AI efforts. Just there's so much already being invested in this, and this is with what we got now, which is kind of very very primitive. As good as ChatGPT is, it's going to increase, and we know this by looking at the progress that it made just in 4 years. It went from ChatGPT not even existing, and the best examples of its usage being a PhD researcher producing a kind of compelling creative story of like a paragraph, to ChatGPT actively providing guidance to people. For me, I worked on cleaning up the kitchen with ChatGPT telling me like where a better place would be to store, like, and I might have talked about this before. I've cleaned up my bedroom, I've cleaned up my apartment using ChatGPT, and it's making me smarter in that regard. It's making me be able to do new and novel things that I have not been able to do before, especially not at the level I'm able to do them now. And that's with it operating very primitively, very very primitively. So imagine when it can operate at the level of a PhD, where it can operate at a level of intellect that normal people don't have access to in their lives. Like me, maybe I could call a professor at UT, Robert Metcalf, but I think he would slam the phone on me if I did. But with ChatGPT, we're going to get to a point where Robert Metcalf is going to be calling ChatGPT, even though he's kind of from what I understand, he is a little bit. A lot of people are skeptical that. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So basically, here's what I'm talking about. Masters of artificial intelligence. Imagine that, right? There's a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and imagine I have this degree, a Masters of Intelligence. I mean, like, obviously, anyone watching this right now, this is a almost like an arms race. Like this would position somebody to be so successful in their life if they're at the forefront of this rise in the AI industry. So it's a no-brainer, right? It's like, obviously this needs to be the way forward for me, if not for just about everyone else watching this channel, unless you're happy and satisfied with your life and things are going swimmingly. But for me, unfortunately, that is not the case. So let's look at what it takes to be accepted into this. So if we look at, so we have the eligibility requirements here. We can see you need a 3.0 in upper division work, so junior, senior level courses. You also need a bachelor's degree. I do not have a bachelor's degree. I have an associate's degree. And not only do you need a bachelor's degree, you need one from a regionally accredited institution from the United States, or from a foreign academic institution that is comparable to a degree you would get in the United States with regional accreditation. So they have a list of all of those per country. Now I'm in the United States, so all I need to do is get a bachelor's degree that has this regional accreditation. So let's click on that, and we can see the page is not found, which has been my experience. This is actually a big reason why I've had trouble with education in the past when it comes to just the logistics of signing up and registering. I found that really provides a challenge with me, which is another reason why I'm so excited to go back today, because I can have ChatGPT phoned in, I can say I'm trying to look at regionally accredited institutions, a list of them, but I get a error, and it can help me be resilient, right? It can help me stay focused, even though where otherwise I would just get frustrated and be like, why would I give, you know, tens of thousands of dollars to something with dead links on it? So it can help me think through, and it can help me kind of calm my emotions and get through. So that's another reason why I'm excited to further education, is because I have the benefactor of ChatGPT in its current form, just to serve as like a conversational partner, even though it probably can't help me that much with my coursework. But you know, that's what the textbooks are for. That's what the teacher is for. So yeah. All right. So anyway, the point I was gonna make was at this link here, which is a dead link. So basically, WGU is a good choice because it has this regional accreditation. Other schools like University of Phoenix that get the bad press, you know, a big reason they get that bad press is because they don't have this kind of regional accreditation. In order to get this accreditation, the school has to meet certain objectives and requirements. So if your school has so basically what I'm saying is it makes sense to pick a school based on its accreditation first. That's what makes the most sense. And if you pick a school with the right kind of accreditation, you can stack and further upon your education much easier than if you made that mistake and picked a school that didn't have a respected accreditation. So I wish I could prove it and show that this is the right choice, but unfortunately we see with that dead link it's hard to prove that. Now I did see one before that maybe I can get back to. So let's go to career, let's go to technical development, and then it should be in the education folder. Looks like it's not. So it should be, yeah, so I didn't bookmark that, unfortunately. I really wasn't expecting that link to be dead. So here we have the application guide. This is probably better. So here we have eligibility requirements, and we have the bachelor's degree eligibility requirements. So let's go ahead and bookmark this in the education folder. We can just put it in technical development for now. So we need a bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited institution in the United States. So we can just do the research ourselves. A regionally accredited institution in the United States, and this is AI, so it can get things wrong. So let's go to accreditedschools.online and get higher quality information. And we can see that it has met high standards for quality, and there are 7 regional accreditations. And look at this, this is familiar. So one of the 7 regional accreditations is the same accreditation they have at WGU. So there you go. I can get a bachelor's degree from WGU, and I can satisfy that requirement of a bachelor's degree to get a master's in artificial intelligence from UT. So no matter what I do, I really feel like the thing that makes the most sense is a bachelor's degree from WGU. There's no question about that, because through application processes, getting that box checked will only help. And then if I have what it takes to do everything that's necessary to get a master's degree in artificial intelligence in a multi-trillion-dollar new industry. I mean, I am at the forefront of the next industrial revolution. So yeah, that's what this video is all about. Is about furthering education. And with that in mind, let's go back to the Linux essentials. As I said, I've had a bit of a crisis in self-confidence. So what I did was I really believed in myself. I knew that I knew Linux to have foundational skills. So I scheduled it yesterday for today. I cooked a lentil barbecue sandwich. Didn't study one bit. Did all of the requirements to take the exam. Did my check-in. All of that. Took the exam without studying a single thing. And passed. And that's going to transfer in to a transferable credit to WGU. If we look at the online careers that are available, we can see we've got a Bachelor of Science in Network Engineering and Security. So there we go. This would qualify me for that master's program. And we can see there are certifications. The LPI Linux Essential is a certification that is part of this track. The CCNA is a certification that is a part of this track. I have the CCNA. I today got the LPIC Essentials. So I might be a year or less away from a bachelor's degree. So, and how much is it going to cost? Well, let's run the numbers. For less than $10,000, the box is checked, and I can work towards that master's. So, I mean, you tell me, what does it make sense for me to do right now? I'm probably a year away at most, maybe at most 2 years away from having a bachelor's degree, which a lot of employers really do care about in tech, and being on track to, by the magic number, according to Leopold Aschenbrenner, is 2027. That's when it's really going to become a multi-trillion-dollar industry, or start to kick off in ways that people who aren't following AI couldn't imagine. That's where it's going to take people by surprise. And people who are using, to make an analogy, a gas lamp, they're now going to be able to go and purchase their first light bulb. So that's going to happen basically aligned at about the time I would graduate with a master's in artificial intelligence. So you tell me, what should I do? So yeah, that's it for this video. I guess the short the short of it is I passed the LPIC Essentials with absolutely zero preparation or study. I just believed in myself as a professional that I had the foundational skills to work in Linux, and it turned out to be true. I didn't get a 100% on it. In fact, I could have ended up failing, but I passed, and self-confidence is a little bit better as a result. And it's going to transfer into WGU and knock off some courses and get me closer to getting a bachelor's degree. And on top of that, we're at 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, things are good. I've got a lot of time, which is really valuable, especially in older age. It can be hard to find time. So yeah, the things are on their way, and this could be the start of something absolutely major, because as I said, I'm an AI realist after reading Situational Awareness by Leopold Aschenbrenner and a master's in artificial intelligence during the kickoff of like the next industrial revolution, but it's based on AI. I mean, come on, like, you tell me, like, what should I do? So So yeah, that's the end of this video. I passed the LPIC Essentials exam.